Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Who is online? I'm here at my mom's house, my mom and dad's house, and I'm going to be making tamales. And my mom is walking behind. You need to go around. Merry Christmas, everyone. Who's here? All right, if you're just waking up, I'm going to show you guys how to make tamales, Osage style. So here we go. All right, so I'm going to switch the camera so you can see. You know what? This stuff isn't so, I guess I don't have it really scripted. It's just how we do it. My grandmother made these for years. This is how she taught me. And so I'm going to show you how she showed me, which was a pinch of this and a pinch of that, and it was never really measured, but it was always just sort of like eyeballed. And so I have a little bit of a script that I can show you. I'm going to reverse the camera so you can see it, and if you can screenshot it, then you can sort of follow along with me. Okay, so here we go. All right, so here is a little handout that I created. If you can screenshot that, this is how I make the sauce. It's so delicious. This is the New Mexico red chili sauce, and as you can see, I haven't really written down the quantity. It's just the ingredients. So let's take a screenshot of that, and hopefully you can see it. And the next recipe that I'm going to show you, which is again my grandmother, she just sort of did it by showing me, is for the seasoned pork. And so when the chili sauce is cooking and then the pork is cooking, sort of like you got to get all those base, items, really rolling before you can combine them at the end to make the filling for the tamales. So here's the seasoned pork, water, pork butt, and I'm going to show you all these ingredients in a minute, but if you can screenshot this, you'll at least have the ingredients. Hi Marlene, hi Tim. All right, the next recipe is the masa. Now I don't go to, like a Mexican market and get homemade masa or that kind of thing. I make my own, and I use the masa, the corn flour, and of course you got to have the lard, lots of salt, and we use either pork or chicken stock, and I'm going to show you guys that. So if you can screenshot that, you'll have the recipe. So for the masa, and there's a pozole recipe that we also make, but we're not going to do that today. So let me show you some of the ingredients. You guys check this out too. These are all my mom's notes from all the years of us making tamales and all our incredible recipes from our family and like my nana. So for years, my mom just keeps stacking these up, and I just wanted to show you guys that too because that's pretty special. Those notes are priceless. All right, so there's my coffee. So according to the recipe, here's what you guys need. I have these California dried chilies. My mom was so amazing that she went through and actually cleaned them. She knocked off all the sort of the stems and she seeded them. So if you can do that, this is probably the hardest part of the job, is to take the seeds out. And this version that we have is the California. My mom just said it's not hard. Well, it's the most, I guess, time consuming. She got these whole California chilies. Sometimes we do California, sometimes we do New Mexico. She said to put gloves on because then it won't make your hands sticky. And they come in these bags, and she got 3 of these bags. So we're going to do 3 of these bags, and it looks like they're 3-ounce bags. And the onions are chopped. They're like chopped good and fine. She put those in a food processor, so that made it really quick because at the end of the day, the sauce is going to be pureed, and it really doesn't matter what your onions look like. So save some time and puree it. Or put them in the food processor. So that's about 1.5 onions. Again, my measurements are just, grandma measurements. And then I have Mexican oregano. That's about 2 tablespoons. And then chopped garlic, and then some good kosher salt. And that makes up the entire sauce. So I'm going to take the chilies over to the range. I have my pot of water going already. It's really, really hot. And essentially you're just steeping the chilies. You just want to bring them back to life. And it's kind of like just a gentle process. You don't want to agitate them. You don't want to, just shock them. What's that? My mom is giving me feedback.
Don't mess with your chilies.
Yeah, my mom said don't mess with your chilies. Just be kind to your chilies. So anyways, we're sticking those in the good hot water, and I have it on low. And I'm going to bring it up to a simmer once we get rolling. But you can see on the bottom of the bowl, there's some of those chilies. My mom is my assistant, but she doesn't want to be on camera. So we're going to go through and pick out these little bits because every bit matters, but you don't want the seeds. All right, so we're going back to the pot and going to give those a little bit of a stir and just sort of plunge them down. Yes, good morning, everybody. Hello, Merry Christmas. So it's like a tea. You just have to steep them and rehydrate them and bring them back. And you can see those little seeds. They're starting to float to the top, and we're going to sort of drain those out a little bit later. And now I'm going to add the aromatics. So back to my goodness here. Oh my gosh, this is hard to hold the camera and cook. But, you know, chefs have to be innovative here and make it work. So we're going to put the garlic in. Get all that good garlic. The Mexican oregano, I love it whole. I don't like it ground. I like it just good and whole. And let that come to sort of, you know, get nice and hydrated too as it's cooking. Really fresh, looks good. And I'm going to add the onions. Onions, come back. Look at that big mega onion. Holy smokes. So that's about 1.5 onions, I think I said. And we're going to get that all plunged down there and just let it, you know, cook for about, you guys, I don't know, about an hour, hour and a half. And that's really it. I'm going to switch hands because I'm a righty and I have a little bit more dexterity that way. So that's it. Look at that. Easy. We'll add a little salt. You don't want to add too much salt at this point because when I make the finished sauce, as you'll see in a little while, you want to then season the final sauce. All right, so that's good. Put the lid back on, nice and quiet, good and happy. And that's it. So to make the chili sauce, you guys, it's pretty straightforward and low drama. All right, so you guys, here's the meat. Oh my gosh. I have about, it was 2 pork butts and we weighed it. It was about 4 pounds total. And we cleaned off the skin. It was boneless. And I leave all the fat. I leave it all on there because you want that moisture, you want the flavor. Hey, Mom. Mom. My parents are talking. All right, so I have the pork butt, and then I have the garlic, which is just like before, and I have the Mexican oregano. The ingredients are very similar, you guys, and then I have the chopped onion. And here's a little bit more kosher salt. Look at that. My mom is such a good little labeler. Good job, Mom. All right, so coming back, I got to lift this bugger and go back to the stove. We're going to go on this side. And I'm going to then take the lid off and show you the same thing here. Nice pot of hot water. And we're going to add the pork. And it's going to get simmered. My mom is helping me lift this in here. And I don't want the pork to be tough. It's got to be super, super tender. So it's going to be low and slow. And this will cook for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Or just to the point where it really will just more or less shred in your hands. So I'm going to do all these basic little, steps and show you how to get started. And then I'm going to come back in a little while to show you the finishing technique. So now that we got that all in there, I'm going to add the garlic as before. And I'm going to add the Mexican oregano. And I'm going to show you the brand of that I love too, because, I don't know, they just do a really good job. And then here's the onion. Look at that mega onion. Love it. That's where all the flavor comes from. Got to have all that onion. And then we'll hit it with a little bit of salt just for a touch of seasoning. But again, we're going to focus on seasoning really at the end when I have the final filling. And then give it a little stir to plunge it. We don't want it to boil. Oh my gosh, if you could smell this, it smells incredible. It's that oregano and the garlic and the onion sort of coming to life. And I'm going to put the lid on and let it work its magic. Okay, we're going to come back to that. Now going back to my sort of workstation here, I'm going to show you the flour that I use for the masa. And I guess maybe it's untraditional, I don't know. It's not, Mexican per se, in the sense that, our family is from New Mexico. So this is what she always used. There'd be occasions where my grandmother would go to the market and buy prepared masa, but when she taught me, we used this product, and it's just so very good. And then, of course, I add to that the lard. We use lots of lard because that makes it super tender and super flavorful. And then we've got our chicken stock already prepared. So it's a combination of these. items. And of course, we add the salt for seasoning. And I'm going to come back in a little while and show you how to do that preparation. It's super fast. And here's that oregano that I was speaking of. I love the Tampico brand. And you can just see it's really large and nice big flaky leaves of oregano. And then here's our bags of the corn husks. So we have 2 bags of corn husks. And in about an hour and a half or 2 hours, I'm going to soak them in hot water so they're good and pliable. And I'm going to get my station set up so you can see all of the, how to assemble the tamales. So in total, I'm looking at, my mom got 2 bags. I'm not sure that that's going to be enough. There's been occasions where we've had to run back to the supermarket because we don't have enough corn husks. And today might be one of those days. So I can see my dad sitting over there watching the news. It's like, Dad, you're going to be running to the market. So that's a little bit of a preview on how to get your tamales started. I hope that was helpful, and hopefully you guys got to screenshot those recipes. And I'll be back to show you sort of the finishing techniques and then how to actually construct the actual tamale. Okay, have a good day. Thanks for joining me. Bye, and share this too so I get more people getting excited about the tamale thing and having a good Christmas. All right, bye you guys. Bye for now.